Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
And this is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And I'm cracking open an Electrolyte, Meg.
Electrolytes.
Have you tried these yet, Robbie?
No.
Okay, try one of these.
I thought this is what you give babies.
No,
that's Pedialyte.
Oh.
But similar branding.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're coming on as a sponsor. They aren't actually sponsoring this episode, but Thomas loves it.
I do love it.
Talk about
Like,
it.
okay, so when they said they wanted to sponsor, I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. Let's try it first and make sure that we like it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to sponsor for something we don't believe in.
Yeah.
So they sent us some of these, and unfortunately, it's hard for me to drink regular water now. Like
Really?
I just want these all the time.
I think this needs to be diluted a little bit with like some ice and maybe a little water. Okay. It's a real sweet.
I don't think it is. It's more salty than sweet. Try it.
It has a generally decent amount of sugars.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Gatorade style.
It's an electrolyte.
What does it have, Meg? It's got the magnesium,
sodium, all the electrolytes. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Electrolyte.
Did you?
I mean, I was sold with the name. Let's be real.
Did you run this morning?
Get lit. No, because
Okay.
I was packing. Anytime I think I'm gonna run before a trip, it never happens. It's never happened ever.
Well, today, you ran yesterday though, right?
I didn't run yesterday.
Okay, never mind.
I ran on Sunday morning when it was crazy hot.
It was hot, but what really got me the last 2 days is the humidity and dew point was really high.
Sunday morning was too. Sunday morning was crazy.
Yeah, but it would dry off you.
No.
Oh wait, I didn't run Sunday morning, so I don't know about that.
It was really bad.
I think it was the same as Monday.
Yeah, when that's what I hate it when you sweat and the sweat stays on you. Do you taste the sodium?
Yeah, not as. I think I'm used to drinking liquid IV, which is like drinking salt water.
Yeah. They're drinking ocean water.
Yeah.
But this has how much sodium does this have in it? This has in a whole bottle 430.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you were talking about off air. You were talking about how if you have a beer or something, it's hitting you a little harder.
Yeah, I just feel like off. Like even if I just have one, which I usually don't even drink in the week anymore. But I feel like whenever I'm packing before a trip, I feel like I have one.
Do you think though, it could possibly be because you're dehydrated from Sunday's run and maybe you haven't been getting enough fluids?
Yeah, possibility.
Okay, back to packing and drinking. Like, so are you laying out your cubes and then you're like, oh, crack a beer?
Yeah, it's kind of like the problem is that I have like a lot of my stuff's in my basement. So it's just like my outdoor type stuff.
Okay.
So grabbing headlamps, grabbing this, grabbing that.
Yeah, tell everyone what you're packing for.
Oh, I'm going to Colorado for we're doing an event with BOA. They're kind of doing it's like a headquarters thing, BOA, the dials that you click, 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 click. ASMR for you clickers out there.
It's a closure system for shoes.
Yeah, they're very specific about their how they describe their product.
I mean, you've got to when you just have dials and cables. Yeah. You got to get like, no, this is serious business.
Yeah, and I do like in the Speedland shoe and some of the La Sportiva stuff. And you've obviously used them as cycling shoes. Yeah,
yeah,
they're pretty rad.
I love it. It's hard to beat regular laces just for a classic look. Like I don't know that I'm ready to be walking around everywhere with BOA closures, but I love them on the Speedland. It really gets an incredible fit, and it probably gets you a better fit than laces.
Yeah, so I'm going out there to kind of check out the situation, see what's really going on in that lab.
You let us know.
Yeah, lots of.
It'd be cool if they tied you up with BOA closures. Yeah, and then they're like, see if you can get out.
Oh, like a Harry Houdini, but the outdoor version.
Yeah.
What's that other guy that everyone says Jarrett looks like?
Oh, David Blaine.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like him. He might be him. But yeah, I'm going out there to check out.
Didn't he date Fiona Apple?
Did he? He probably did.
I think he dated. He went through the models and musicians.
Magicians get girls, and I guess if they're good at magic.
I mean, if you can confuse someone, you can get them to
not the lower level ones, but people who can like solve.
Lower level ones like kids' birthday.
Yeah, not them. Yeah,
they might be getting single moms.
Oh, I bet there's a whole industry of subpar magicians.
I did not think so.
There might be
Cadabra.
Well, you know how there's like 10,000 dating apps? I bet there's a magician dating app. Let me look it up.
Magiciansonly.com.
in your browser search, dude.
I'm gonna get the craziest ads.
You're gonna start getting like cup and ball
Magician
stuff.
Friends Date, a free magician dating site. I told you.
Hey, find magic should be there.
Wait, how many magicians are there
should be
in the
their
world?
slogan.
How many magicians? Oh, that's a whole nother Google question.
Every grandpa is a magician.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can find.
You got a quarter behind your ear.
I was just gonna say, imagine how much money you can find behind people's
I
ears.
feel like when you're a kid and you get like a magic box or whatever, and you like play with all the things and you think it's cool, and then you get out of that phase.
Some people don't.
What happened to those people?
I think it depends how much encouragement you get from friends and family. Like if my family, I was like, "Hey, look, the ball disappeared," and they're like, "It's just flipped over in that thing." And you're like,
But if they do,
But if they're like,
Home Alone,
"Ooh."
hands on the face, wow.
yeah, you're like, I got more for you. Look at this out of my sleeve.
Yeah.
Keep pulling handkerchiefs.
So many handkerchiefs. But
Maggie, you haven't tried your Electrolytes.
did you?
I'm good.
Have you had this flavor?
I don't know.
You gotta drink it.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever go to Illusions in Baltimore in Fed Hill?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's a pretty awesome time, actually.
What was good about that is
Spencer Horseman, shout out.
that you were
That's the
drinking.
magician.
Okay.
You were drinking wow.
Yeah.
So it added to
Does
the.
this place still exist?
Yeah. It's
When's the last time you went?
probably like 4 years ago. I've been there like 3 times.
Isn't the problem though? Like once you go, you kind of like.
Yeah, sometimes I think he changes it up a little bit. It used to be him and his dad, but then sadly his dad passed away a couple years ago, and so now it's just a one-man show. I think I think he has assistants, but it's
You
actually
gotta have an assistant.
yeah, you have to.
Does he chop people in half?
No, but he does pull a card out of an orange, which I still don't know how he did that one. But that
Interesting.
was a cool one.
It's probably not a real orange.
No, it was real, very juicy.
Right.
So, anyways,
Excellent.
The juice might be fake, but yeah, that's
That's
actually
a hard J.
That's a good. Yeah, the juice is loose. That's a good time. If you ever get a chance to go there,
Okay.
you should go.
I don't
That's
know
a
if that's how I'll be
tourist-
spending my free time.
No,
but
it's a
maybe.
tourist tip for anyone who comes to Baltimore.
Okay.
Ekiben and Illusions.
It's an illusion, Mike.
And then the Ritz.
Yeah. Really get your full
Baltimore experience.
All right.
You know what I like is that if you go to the Railroad Museum
Yeah.
and they do you can actually take it does a little train that goes out and comes back.
dead ends. Yeah.
It literally should be the Wire tour.
Oh, it is because it's in the worst part of Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah. One time I did a run down there in the morning, like when it was still dark out. I was a little weird, and then I had to take a dump, and I was like, I don't know what to do." Sorry. Do we have to take that out?
No, we'll leave that in. But it reminds me that you said you were going to pack a headlamp. Do you think you're going to be doing a lot of nighttime running?
I don't, but I feel like it's always useful to have a headlamp. You never know when you're going to need one. Like, I don't know. It's just, who knows? Maybe the plane crashes and I'm have to get my way out of there.
Do you have a fantasy that like when a plane crashes, you'd be like living like Lost?
A little bit,
And
yeah.
like Robbie, you're like, all my skills are now coming in handy.
Yeah. But more what's the party that was, stuck in the snow?
Oh,
Donner
Donner.
Party?
Donner. I was
Yeah.
thinking Bonner. But I didn't want to say Dahmer but they did have to eat people, right?
Well, it's the original
It's like-
cannibal
Yeah.
story.
Isn't that
in
a
the
little,
US.
don't you think that's a little interesting, coincidental that it was Donner than Dahmer?
What's the next one going to be if you follow that trail?
Bomber.
No, it's going to stay with the D. Donner, Dahmer, Doppler.
Maybe. I swear we're not high people.
I know. We get a lot of comments, especially when you and I do shoe reviews together.
Yeah.
People think we're high.
I mean, I get it.
Meg was saying to me the other day, she's surprised since Maryland it's legal and I haven't
Yeah.
done anything to obtain any illegal stuff yet. I'm just, that's how lazy
It's not
I am.
illegal.
No, now it's legal.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I have not done anything. That shows you how lazy I am. Like imagine adding weed to that.
And it loses the allure. Everyone can do it now.
Well, you basically run through it
It's
every
like chewing
morning.
tobacco.
Like,
yeah.
Do you not smell it everywhere now?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
I do kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not like cigarette smoke.
No, it's like incense. Like I feel like I'm going to meet somebody wearing patchouli or something.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't understand, like, at like 6 a.m. when we're out running, like, what are
I think people
doing?
waking up.
Wake and bake, baby.
Yeah, they got a job they don't like. They're going to pick up garbage or something.
For a long day.
I did see there's this new brand for runners that's a beverage that has cannabis in it.
Actual cannabis or CBD?
No, cannabis. And they're like, they did a study where in their study, runners enjoyed, running became more enjoyable with the use of cannabis.
I could see that. I've never done it, but.
I know some people.
Oh, yeah.
You know some people.
For sure. But we, what were we talking about that?
Packing, headlamps.
Yeah, headlamps. So I don't know. I just try to bring some stuff like that would assist me.
Will your Leatherman come with you?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I made sure because you have to pack. You can't carry that on, so you have to make sure you.
I had to throw one out because of that. As a matter of fact, I was looking
I would cry.
I was looking in the office for my little blue Leatherman, and I remembered that it got thrown out.
It lives with TSA now.
Oh
yeah.
Just imagine what they go home with. The treasures that they probably have a Christmas party at the end of the year where they wrap everything and give it to each other.
Ooh, that would be good.
Dude, I love that one. That one was with me for like 10, 15 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it was.
Sentimental value at that point.
I was like, what are you going to do? He's like, you can go back through and get your bags and pack it into one of your bags if you want.
I don't know. I might just go outside the airport and just like hide it somewhere and then come back for it later on.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But someone like you would find it and then I'd lose it anyway.
I've done that before when I go to concerts one time at jury duty, I put it in my water bottle. Like on my bike because I had just like a carry knife and I emptied my water bottle out, put it in the bottles, put it back on my bike.
Did it work?
Yep.
Yeah, nobody's going to mess with a water bottle.
Yeah. And anyways, but yeah, I remember when I worked at the Coast Guard, the Department of Homeland Security would send out emails like, oh, look what we did this month. And they would look at everything we seized, like coming through TSA. And it was the dumbest crap ever. As if it was a proud moment for them. There was a paperweight that was a bomb, like a cannonball bomb from Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote.
You mean like a petard?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. I never knew that.
You get hoisted on your own petard. Means you lit the grenade and you blew yourself up.
Oh, wow. I'll have to start using that one. But they had a bunch of crap like that was just like paperweights and like souvenirs that were clearly not weapons. And they're like, look at all this treasure trove we found and stopped from being on a plane. I'm like, nobody's using that.
Well, that's like when they lay out the drug dealer bus.
Yeah.
And it's got all the cash, the bags of weed.
And it's just weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like,
thanks.
Yeah.
It's legal now. But
these poor guys. Yeah.
Anyways. So Meg.
Yeah, let's get to your training.
Wow,
you know what? Megan did the dumbest thing ever today.
What?
You did the dumbest thing ever.
Okay.
She told her coach that she thought maybe he got the paces wrong because it didn't seem hard enough.
Oh, snap. Wow.
Do you want to know what the workout was?
Yeah.
1Ks at 5:40.
No, he gave me 1Ks at between 5:51 and 5:57 with a 2-minute walking break, which I was like, I'm training right now doing that pace like 2 miles at a time. Mm-hmm. So it just didn't seem right.
Uh-huh.
But how many of them did he give you?
10.
All right.
So what did he say when you came correct at him?
He said, no, that's what I calculated. He goes, but I'm going to update your training moving forward. And I was like, that might have been a mistake.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's insane.
Doesn't he prescribe stopping for breaks?
Like walking, like not jogging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which today doing my repeats that were not very long, that I know that Megan's been doing the stopping walking. After I did my repeats, I was like, it's okay to walk the next 30 seconds.
Yeah. I will say, this weekend he gave me a progression run, which whenever I see those on paper, I'm like, that seems fine. That doesn't seem that hard. Because you start out, slow, and then obviously, as it's called, you get faster. Dude, that was the hardest workout I think I've ever done. Because you have to, mentally
crazy.
Mentally, you have to hold back.
It's perfect.
And then by the time you are to a pace that's like you're not mentally holding back, then all of a sudden physically it starts being uncomfortable. And then you have to get more uncomfortable. those are so hard.
I actually think those are tough because I always, when you're starting a run and you know you have a workout, like even today with just the repeats that I didn't have a prescribed pace or anything like that. So it's just my own pressure. I'm like, start the run and you are doing the warm up. You're thinking about the whole time you're doing the warm up, and then you get to the paces. When you're doing the progression like that, I would be thinking the whole time, I got to keep going fast. Like this, there's not a break. It's like going to get harder.
Yeah. It's like the anxiety of a warm up the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, this was was it 2 warm up miles?
No. So it was supposed to be like, he broke it up into 3. So it was like 8 minutes, 7:30, 7 minutes, 6:30, 6 flat. But I didn't run them perfectly like that.
Wait, it just looks like you just went down gradually from 8.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Because it goes, like 750 basically in 10-second increments the whole way down to, 6. I guess the last 4 miles were around 6 minutes, 5:55. That's insane.
How many miles total was it? 16?
17.
17?
Yeah. With a couple cool down, yeah. Yeah, those are hard. Progression runs are very, very hard.
You did it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Every day she's like, I don't know, I feel this. And then she goes out and does the workout. It's like when I used to feel like that, and I'd be like, I don't know if today's going to happen. I come back and today did not happen.
You're like, I was right.
Yeah. Babe comes back. She's like, I was able to hit it. It was hard, but I did it. I'm like, how is this possible?
What's also exciting is he has me at mileage that I would be like 1 week, like a peak week in marathon training.
I was looking at that too.
And I haven't fallen apart yet. So
what was your total mileage last week? Because I thought it was higher than you said.
No, I've just been right around 80.
Yeah.
A little below last week, I think.
79.
Yeah.
But you're doing this while you're traveling.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Like you're able to maintain.
Well, part of the travel is running, so that helps.
Yeah. You've added some other stuff in that doesn't help that.
Yeah.
It's all a balance.
Yeah. Hi, this is Thomas, and here's your first check-in. I am stoked because we are getting ready to see those temperatures start dropping. We got a hint of it here. And the humidity starts dropping a little bit, and you start to feel that speed that you've been working on over the summer, just keeping your fitness. It all of a sudden feels easier to hit those faster paces. So enjoy that. So Robbe, your sound's a little bit sporadic. What's going on with your running?
I mean, I was actually I ran okay last week. I mean, all things considered, I was trying to do 10 on Sunday morning, but only did 9 because it was just terrible. But I feel like it's basically just like today. I really didn't I wanted to get out this morning, but then with all the packing and stuff, getting everything together for this trip, because I'm doing the BOA thing, but also my family's coming with, and then we're going out to Estes, which I think is the cool thing to say, Estes Park.
Okay. Why is that the cool thing to say?
I've heard where people in Colorado now
is it like
say
be
Estes.
more?
Yeah. And then so we're going to like Rocky Mountain National Park, and we'll see our trail reviewer Taylor out there, so that should be fun.
And his foot's still jacked from his surgery. Yeah,
he broke his foot and had to get a screw in it. But then he posted a picture of him on Facebook, and it looked like he had his foot, like his leg up at a perpendicular angle, 45-degree angle, so it looked like
peg leg.
He looked like peg leg Pete
again,
part 2, Junior, and I was like, for a second I thought he actually lost his leg, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot, yeah. Then I was like, wait, he didn't lose his leg.
But I was thinking about that, like you're going out there, but I guess with the family, you're not going to be doing a ton of trail running.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to get out. I'm definitely going to run in the mornings and stuff. It's supposed to be like 50 degrees in the morning.
Plus, what shoes are you taking then?
I don't know, because this is what I'm really. This is the worst part about, because I'm packing for a trip that involves running with a brand, and they said they'll have a BOA Scarpa trail shoe there, but I'm also like, should I bring my Speedlands? And then we'll be doing hiking, but I'll try to get in some trail running, but then also probably road running.
See, and I would want I'd want to try out the Zoom X out there.
Yeah.
The Ultrafly.
I thought about that.
And then the Stinson looks fun. That's a road to trail.
I don't know, man. I put that thing on. It looked like It's like the 10.9 could walk, so the Stinson could run. The thing is chunk, like it's so big.
It is,
and it's pretty heavy. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know that it's more of a hiking shoe almost. And then the other reviewers who were reviewing that were like, it's very hard to get a pace going in it.
Oh no. Yeah. That's a bummer. It's such a good looking shoe.
Yeah, it looks great. But so that's
well, maybe use it as a hiking shoe.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. But then you have hiking shoe, trail running shoe, lifestyle shoe, road running shoe with BOA. And at this point, you're bringing 5 or 6 shoes. Plus, maybe it's going to be 95 degrees in Denver one day, then 50 degrees in Estes. So it's like you're packing for 3 to 4 seasons.
I feel like that's how I always pack.
But like Megan's, like we were talking about, you're going to Atlanta for one night. So she's flying down. They have the run in the evening.
Yeah.
And then she's coming home. And I was like, well, what are you packing? I'm thinking she's going to pack real light. But she's like, I could get 3 runs in. I'm going to run when I get down there. Then we'll have our evening run. And then we'll have
a run before I leave.
A run before she leaves. So right there you have 3 things of run clothes. Because you were having to rinse stuff at the one place. You're going to pack enough.
The trip from Austin to Miami, I did not pack enough running gear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So then you have 3 or 4 running outfits, plus if it's colder, if you go out to dinner, you want something a little bit nicer.
Okay.
It's
underwear
ridiculous.
ratio for a trip. 1 pair for the day or multiple pairs per day?
Just 1. Yeah.
Meg?
Is that?
Yeah, 1.
Oh, I do too.
Really?
Yeah. Because say that after your run or whatever, spending all day walking around, whatever, and then I'm going to shower and get ready to go out.
Yeah.
Then I want a fresh pair.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I do understand that.
And t-shirts are the same way. I always double pack t-shirts.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll just. It's funny because I'll overpack, but then I'll end up wearing the same shirt for 3 days, or something weird. Not 3 days, but
yeah. I always overpack. But I'd so much prefer that than, because if you ever underpacked, then you get there and you're like, what do I do now?
I think it just depends what kind of trip you're going on. Because if you have the space, then you might as well.
Yeah.
But it does suck when you get home and then you have to put everything away.
I know. Unpacking. The only thing worse than packing is unpacking.
Are you the type of person that actually puts it away when you come home?
I try to. Because otherwise it sits there for like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Thomas isn't. You are.
I'm hit or miss.
Yeah.
One time we'll come back. I get it all put away. Next time it'll be out
for like a month.
Not a month.
Well, I think part of it too is, especially if you're traveling a lot, or like we've been traveling. Like I've had a couple family trips, a couple work trips, things like that. And it's just like, if you're gonna be gone the next weekend or in 2 weekends, why put away everything?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I had a big week though with toothpaste. I was able to get every drop out of a tube, and it was insane. Like I would be, Megan, do you think it was like magic?
Oh, I
was like, Megan, do you think I can get a little more out?
Speaking my language.
And bloop, just a tiny extra drop.
Did you so you just rolled it up from the bottom real tight?
I didn't even roll.
I don't know if we can talk about.
If you didn't roll it up, how do you know you got all the
It
toothpaste?
almost like vacuumed itself. Like it was like,
oh geez.
Like if you see it, it's all curled up. Like it looks.
So
all
when you use toothpaste,
how are there follow-up questions?
When you use toothpaste, do you always squeeze from the middle or always squeeze from the bottom?
So I started the top. Worked my way down.
What? That's psychotic, dude.
Wait, that's psychotic?
You started the top?
Like if this is the toothpaste.
Yeah, but you're forcing it from the point of exit.
The hole's down here. I'm starting at the top.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. I was calling that your top the bottom.
Okay. I'm a top.
You have a yeah. I don't know. It's getting real dicey. So you have a stand-up toothpaste.
Yeah.
You're saying okay. Yeah. I have just the old school, like lays there on the counter type.
Hey.
3 for 1 at Costco.
Are you gonna interrupt this thrilling conversation?
I am. To say thank you to Mike from Tennessee. He's a special agent who came to our Nashville run on the hydration tour, and he sent me. I don't know exactly what all these things are, but 2 agency coins. and they're lovely.
And a flaming badge.
I think they're called challenge coins.
And you wrote a very nice note, and so
I mean, these things are gorgeous just on their own, like the detail in it. Like there's a badge on here with all the engravings and stuff like that. Like they're just beautiful coins. But we got to ask him, like, what do we do when we get pulled over?
Yeah, like are these get out of jail free card
coins? Do we hand our
that's
license and registration and a coin?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I think if you put that in a wallet, remember when you're kids and you play like you're in the FBI?
And you just flip it?
Yeah, just do that all the time.
But there's also these badges. I think I'll just get a hat, and when they get pulled over, I'll just throw the hat on and be like, what?
Yeah. Or you can just start pulling people over at that point.
Oh, no, you get in real big trouble for
Not if you have those. You just, that's a get out of free, whatever that was.
I don't know. What department of the thing is he in? What's his name?
Mike Gamber. Here's his card. Oh. He's a special agent at the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
I don't want to Google him. If I Google him after doing the magic stuff, I might get arrested.
Yeah,
magic couples,
things happening,
and dating cops.
But yeah, it was very nice, and he said this coin is given out to those who exemplify values of hard work, dedication, commitment, and loyalty, and you were an example of those. How sweet is that?
That is very sweet.
So thanks, Mike.
That's cool.
And my other question is, Mike, you gotta provide instructions on how to use these coins.
It's this guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Mike. Sorry.
Let me see the picture.
Sorry, Thomas.
I didn't get to see it. Why did you say sorry, Thomas?
Because I interrupted you about. You were saying we need instructions about that coin, which we do.
And if you give the coin, is it like go into a slot that you don't get it back, or can you continue to use the coin?
I think it has an eternal life.
I like that.
Yep, in perpetuity. That's a good word. So, Meg, let us know what you use that for.
Okay.
I would definitely keep it on me.
Definitely going to keep it in my wallet.
Why the wallet? Why not the car? Because that's where you're going to need it.
I'm never driving.
Oh, that's where I'll need it.
Yeah. But these are my coins, so sorry.
They're not engraved in. There's two of them.
Wait, do you not drive that much?
Rarely.
Really?
Okay, ask her how often she's put gas in the car.
Here's a test. What side of the car is the gas tank on?
The right.
Dang.
She's right about that.
All right.
Wait, right if you're facing.
If you're driving.
Yeah.
Stage right or stage left?
But do you know why she knows that? Because when I get out and I rap on her window to talk to her or whatever.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Meg has probably put gas in our car one time.
Wow. I'd be a little bit scared then if I asked her to do it at some point.
You
need to live in New Jersey. You're one of those states where they make you.
Oh, you're not allowed that was traumatizing. I dated someone from New Jersey, and driving up there, I was like, I don't understand that. It was so scary pulling up and being like, you can't do this. Like, you have to get someone to put the gas in your car.
Why? One of the weirdest places is New Jersey.
Well, I also think PA with their liquor stuff.
PA's liquor laws are the worst, which is so strange because you would think it'd be worse in the South because there's like dry counties and not dry counties, but PA is just.
It's super weird that you go into like a cinder block building in PA.
Yeah.
To get your liquor.
Oh, dude, because I'm from there, so yeah, it's distributors, so it's just a huge warehouse, and you have to buy it by the case. You can't buy it by like 12 packs or whatever. Now you can because like they've in the last few years now you can like get it at Sheetz and stuff, but 10 years ago if you wanted a 6-pack you had to get it at a bar. That's the only way.
And it smelled like cigarettes.
Yeah, and you could only carry you could only get 2 at a time, I think. So if you wanted 18 beers from a bar, you had to go back in and like buy it twice, which is just the dumbest. It's like
me again.
Yeah. And then Pennsylvania also has this shakedown racket called car inspection, which I know other states
we have car inspection.
No, but you have to get it done every year. And it's like in that, and it's up to, and it's not like a state inspection place. It's licensed private mechanics.
So you go to like a gas station, and
so you have to. So you're just beholden to them saying there's nothing wrong with your car, which there always is.
You need wiper fluid and an air filter to pass.
No, it's exactly. Yeah. It's just like the most random stuff that has nothing to do with safety, and you just basically have to pay $300 to $1,000 a year, $300 to $1,000 a year every year for no reason.
Oh wow.
It's the worst.
It's amazing.
So when I came to Maryland, I was
psyched.
Yeah, the fact that you only need one inspection and then admissions every couple of years.
And what's weird is I feel like their roads aren't as good as ours.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're terrible.
Second check-in. You know what the problem is with kind of feeling a little faster? You start pushing the paces and you're like, let me see. And so instead of doing your easy runs easy, you start picking it up a little bit. Maybe if you're giving a little too much effort here, maybe dial it back just a touch so that you stay in the right zone.
Back to some running stuff. Well, first, let me bring this up because we had to bring it up.
Oh, geez.
Meg. All right, so I had Phil Maffetone on the podcast, which he's if you haven't listened to this week's guest podcast, he's like the founder of basically heart rate training and the math formula, 180 minus your heart rate math formula. And I had him on because we like having a variety of voices, even if we disagree with people. It's just interesting to hear. Like he has
well, that's the weird thing. So some of the more controversial guests we've had have been Matt Choi, Brett from
the Enhanced
Games. I think Phil's gonna stir up some stuff a little bit, but like I don't understand how people get mad at us for having people on that they don't like their opinion,
right?
But I don't think, how do they not understand that we're going to interview people
I don't get it.
And talk to people and try to understand their point of view, which Phil has a huge following.
Right. Like believe it or not, there can be two different opinions and they can exist in the same universe with each other. And you can also have good, like there's clearly, he started doing this in the 70s. And like, it's good advice. You should slow down more. Like people at that time were just like going hard as hell, running like, just you got to get in a workout.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can take, maybe you don't agree with everything and maybe this might surprise you. I don't know everything, or like we don't know everything about life or training or anything. So it's just in a conversation with somebody like that, you can always gain something useful. It might not be
right.
exactly perfect.
I think though, on the topic of like training and nutrition, especially with our audience, like people are so opinionated on it.
Right,
and if it doesn't align with their beliefs, then they want to express that.
But I feel like everybody is so tied into, okay, for example, if you're a vegan, you've invested so much of your time and energy into what you eat, how you do it. It becomes like a core belief system for you.
Yeah.
And if somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know what, it's okay to eat meat. And if you're a vegan because you believe that it's cruelty to animals and, whatever, that's a whole different ball of wax. But if someone questions something that you're devoting so much time and energy to, I think that it does get you angry. But like I've tried. And I guess why you're bringing this up, and part of the nutrition he talks about being in ketosis. Right?
Yeah, it's like, or at least very low sugar. I think he was
low sugar and low carb.
From what I recall, there was like it wasn't like totally no sugar. I think maybe in his ideal world, but he kind of conceded that at points you need sugar.
So I tried doing a keto diet for a while for performance.
Yeah.
I've tried both. I know what works better for me, but at the same time, I can't deny somebody who's killing it and they're doing it in a way that they enjoy and they feel like it works for them.
Right.
The different, I guess it comes down to like when you said we don't know everything. I can't be everybody.
Yeah.
You can know what works for you and what doesn't. And I think that the difference is like when we talk with Feathers, and we're going to cover it on
our next Fuel for the Soul podcast. We're going to go over what he said with you in that podcast, just because
she got barraged.
Yeah, she got a ton of messages being like, "Why? Like this doesn't align with anything you've been telling us," kind of thing. And so obviously we just need to address it because she's a big component of eating carbs and
yeah. Oh, and I didn't mention it in the podcast. That like. We have a podcast that's completely different than his point of view. And
I also have to say, he's not like, he doesn't have, his doctorate is not in nutrition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I forget what it is.
Chiropractor.
Yeah. But so it's like, I don't know. I mean, and some people have tried that, I think. And again, it's whatever fits your training style or what you like. Like some people, I know the one, Zach Bitter, who's a prolific ultra runner, has been pretty great. I think he's fully like keto, and it's what he likes to do.
There's one guy who's a fruitopian, or I forget what it's called. Fruitarian. All he eats is fruit.
That's not a real thing.
Is that really?
Yeah. He eats dried fruit, and every day he lives in New York. So he runs over to there's like a fruit distributor, and he goes and he gets all his, like almost every day on his run, he stops and gets all his fruit for the day.
Didn't Mike Wardian have a crazy diet?
No, he's just vegan.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just vegan.
But this guy, the fruit guy, he's all carbs, no protein. Because there's no protein in fruit, is there?
No.
Yeah, maybe there's.
But you do need some protein in some way, right?
Like you're gonna die.
Like does he eat nuts?
The dude, I think he might add nuts, but I think he's Google fruitarian runner.
Fruitarian runner. Yeah, let's have him on next.
He's no longer living.
Yeah.
He's really we really have a lineup of controversial guests recently because we had the enhanced games guy, Phil Maffetone, and it's not even intentional. We've just kind of had people on. I think a lot of it has to do with your curiosity, Robbie. We get people I probably on some of them I'd be like, I don't know, but I think it comes down to curiosity, and that you're like, let's hear this opinion. Let's see what they have to say. And I actually thought talking to Brett was really interesting to learn about, to at least consider the thought. What does sport look like if we take off the rules about enhancement and stuff? I mean, whether I agree with it or not, it's an interesting thought. And he brought up a lot of good points about the corruption of the IOC and things like that, which is very true and not, talked about enough in some ways. There's a lot of, so that's what I'm saying. Even if you disagree with someone, there's generally something in there that you can find or meet in the middle on at least. And again, we live in a time when nobody wants to do that. So it's everyone wants to put their stake in the ground and be like, this is my, I don't know, lived truth or experience. And this is the right way. It's well, you seriously think you're the first person in history to figure it out? Yeah. It's also interesting. Even our audience who says, oh, well, I love your guys' podcast, but I wish you guys did this or didn't do this or had this. And it's well, do you love the podcast? Because this is what we do. Yeah. But and again, it's something where if we have a guest on, I'm not going to be the expert in the room and come back and be like, well, and start an argument. I'm just there to facilitate a conversation and to hear what they have to say. Whether I agree with it or not during the conversation isn't the point. I just want to hear what they have to say. That's true. We are not a combative podcast. We're not here to be either support. It's not a debate. It's not a debate room. Yeah. And honestly, with a lot of stuff, we're talking to people where we know less than them about their chosen field. There's no way I go up. Yeah. Have you heard us talk about gravity? Yeah. But especially it's even with feathers, I've learned so much from doing the podcast now for over a year. Yeah. That I kind of know where answers are going to go and where stuff's going to go. Mm-hmm. But I'm still I don't have the knowledge that she has, and she does the research. She will. Yeah. If somebody says something, she goes and researches it and makes sure. She's a scholar. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And she's open-minded, I think. So Michael Arnstein is the fruitarian, if you will. He went through a 5-month stretch in 2012 where he did crazy performances at Death Valley's Badwater 135, Vermont 100 later that week. Then he came in 4th at Leadville Trail 100. Whoa. And then he ran Greece's 246K, and then he won Arizona's Javelin. Oh, Javelina. Javelina, yeah. All on fruit. Yeah. So his whole thing is that it says he eats primarily fruits and vegetables. That he just started giving up, cutting things out of his life until all of a sudden he was just left with fruit and vegetables. But one of the first things on here says that people assume I am some barefoot hippie. And he said, I'm not. I'm a New York businessman with a Lamborghini. Whoa, I was doing this to win, and it worked. Whoa. Wow. See, but that's good on you, dude. That's a good point, though. Yeah.
this works for him and it makes him feel good and he gets it done, I
mean,
like, I don't know how you argue with him and say, hey.
I mean, that is interesting when you think about it, because, I mean, think about how, even though we know a lot about nutrition and the human body, there's so much, like, there is so much that we don't know.
Well, plus it's so individualized.
That's what I mean, because of that.
You can't possibly know.
Speaking of food, though, and diet.
Okay.
I have a test for you, Robbie, specifically designed for you.
Gosh.
Because you have in the past said that Milano are too fancy for you.
Yeah, they're definitely.
And they're rich people's cookies. So
how much did that cost if I'm doing prices right?
$5 for a bag.
Oh, I would have said $9.99 for that.
All right, so first I'm going to open this Milano
By the way, first
bag.
he went to Royal Farms and they do not carry Milano cookies.
But they had other stuff that was fancy.
You got to go to like Whole Foods to get Milano.
No, I just went to Harris Teeter.
Oh, wow.
But
so Harris Teeter.
Which is a Kroger brand, yeah.
Well, Pepperidge Farm, they're probably, since back in the day, they probably...
mellowed out a bit. All right, Robbie, reach in there. Grab yourself a Milano. Meg, would you like one?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, what you're tasting right now is a Milano double dark chocolate.
Does it taste rich?
Yeah, it tastes a little fancy. I got the Electrolyte and the Milano double fist in here.
Okay, the other night I was dying for a cookie. We didn't have any cookies at the house.
Oh, that's the worst.
Right?
I've been there. Yeah.
So, by the way, the Milano is delicious.
Oh, my wife loves leaving one single Oreo thin in the container, and then I open it up, and there's...
Are you devastated?
Yeah, because you can't do anything with a single Oreo thin.
That's basically...
What is she doing buying Oreo thins?
A sniff of Oreo.
Have you had the Oreo thin?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's the best version of Oreos.
What?
Because it balances out the cream in the cookie.
Okay.
And you're eating less just by
Robbie,
nature.
let me see your
You're
hand.
Eating less. Seriously, you need to try them.
Okay, so now to
The
make...
vanilla ones are better than the chocolate ones.
To make Robbie a poor man's
interesting.
Milano, I'm giving him... Well, these are fancy chocolate chips. They're Ghirardelli dark chocolate.
Oh, wow. All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to the German forest, Hansel and Gretel, to get our chocolate.
People are getting some ASMR here with the opening of packages and stuff.
Tell them what else you're handing
Okay,
them.
so now I have a sleeve of saltine crackers. What I want you to do is take those chocolate chips, put it with... You can even use 2 crackers.
Wait, this is your poor man's cookie?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, with those chocolate chips...
This is
I don't even know.
Thomas's. This is Thomas's decisions at I don't know what time.
Again,
on a Saturday night.
you weren't high at this
No,
time.
I was not.
Okay.
But not sober.
Okay,
All right,
the
that
key
helps.
is the chocolate chips and the cracker have to go in the mouth at the same time.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
But you didn't melt the chocolate at all?
No, just grab some chocolate chips,
It seems like it's gonna be very dry.
grab a cracker.
Good luck, sir.
And you made a sandwich of them, like s'more style?
I just sucked it in even. I didn't
I
even...
don't know if I can... Oh, shoot. Did you make a sandwich, or did you...
No, I just put them
Oh,
in my
I feel
mouth.
like I need to make a sandwich out of it.
All right, you can.
So that it looks like a Milano. Oh my god.
All right, so Robbie's tasting it now. It's getting crumbs everywhere. We're going to have Ralphie up on the table.
Where'd he go?
He's probably waiting. He's sleeping down here. I can't believe with food being open, he's not in there.
Can I feed Ralphie?
Yeah.
Not chocolate.
Ralphie, you want that? No, there's no.
Okay.
All right, Robbie. What is your take on the?
There's no chance the Milano cookie doesn't win.
I'm not saying the Milano cookie is
Honestly,
great.
it's actually pretty good.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all.
It's a crispy wafer
Yeah,
with
I
some
would do
chocolate,
that again.
right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was like, I had an aha
How many
moment.
did you eat?
Probably had 3.
3 sleeves.
Yeah,
Dude, you got to get that sodium.
I did. It worked out.
Um,
So when I found this out, I was like, I know my person. It's gonna be Robbie.
I'll just get a little bit more.
Those are
Just
good,
off.
right?
Yeah.
Robbie's going back for another cracker chocolate.
It's not bad at all, I will say. And that's probably a lot cheaper than buying Pepperidge Farm.
Are you kidding? A sleeve of these is probably like what, $1?
Well, it comes in like a pack of like 4 of those sleeves.
Yeah, for like $2.99.
Yeah.
And then the chocolate chips. You don't have to go Ghirardelli. You could
But
probably
you should.
But I did have to buy the dark chocolate Milanos so that it would even out.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah.
All
Man. I like
I should have brought some milk for him.
I'm a big fan of when I used to run at night, I used to do kind of a snack afterwards, do banana with like peanut butter, but then you take the dark chocolate chips and put it like in a bowl and you dunk the banana and peanut butter. Like, so it's almost like that. Ice cream cone with sprinkles.
It's like a fair food.
Yeah, and that's really good too.
All right. So Feathers, if you're listening, you can add saltine crackers and dark chocolate chips to your recipe.
Yep.
All right, this is Thomas again with your final check-in today. You know what? A lot of times I get prescribed strides at the end of my run. So my coach tells me, finish your run, but then find, I don't know, something that will take you about 12 seconds, maybe a block, and do almost like an 80% effort run. So really kind of pick up the pace there, getting close to max effort for about 12 to 17 seconds, just to get some life into your legs. And you repeat it like 5 times. And then it helps you build up speed for your regular runs. Give it a shot. Speaking of which, Meg, you're going to be adding one of our most popular requested things to our website.
Yeah, bagel recipe. It's coming onto our website because people keep asking for it. And
What's left? Wow. Do I just need to take photos of you making bagels?
Yeah, I think we just need to get some photos, and that'll be up next week probably.
So I got to tell you something. Meg's bagel making stuff has changed our life pretty much. Like, we used to buy bagels. We used to go out to get bagels.
Not anymore.
No.
I want it.
They're fresh.
I don't think there's actually great bagels around here anyways. I think THB is way overrated.
It really is.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I had, and see, I can request stuff. So this week, Megan made me a bagel with Parmesan cheese and jalapenos on top.
Oh, yeah.
And when I had my egg sandwich, blew my mind.
I didn't know. What kind of other flavors have you done?
I usually just make everything bagels and sesame bagels.
And salt.
And salt, because Thomas likes salt bagels weirdly.
Are you a lox and bagels person?
No seafood for breakfast. That is a hard rule.
That's definitely not a hard rule.
That is a hard rule.
Speaking of opinions,
I would do the lox spread. I like it when it's blended into the cream cheese.
Yeah.
The like lox and capers, I don't like the texture of cold fish.
Okay. Well, we went to that. So we were talking about Needs before because you went there a couple weeks ago. We went there on Sunday, and Kimmy got a lox bagel, and it came on a plain bagel. What is that garbage? Doesn't it have to come on an everything bagel?
I mean, plain bagels. Why are they?
Did they not ask her what kind of bagel she wanted?
I think she just assumed because when have I don't know of any other place I've ordered a lox and bagel that doesn't come on everything.
I mean, I would expect that they say, what kind of bagel would you like?
Yeah, they didn't ask. And it said it had everything crunch on it, so I think they put the seasoning like on it instead of actually having the bagel.
I feel like they're a little too fancy. Do you get that vibe?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's a little bit like
they just need to pipe it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Relax.
Somewhere, yeah.
It's an Atlas restaurant, so.
Fair.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool spot. But
atmosphere is cool.
I did want to bring up some. I keep forgetting this, but I'll put polls on the Spotify. Have you seen this?
No.
I'll do it some weeks, and like you can ask a question on Spotify that's like a Q&A question, but then you can also create a poll where people vote on it.
Okay.
So sometimes if it's like an interesting topic for an episode, I'll make a poll or whatever. So I made a poll that said, okay, a couple weeks ago I made a poll that said, what's the worst run scenario? And there's 4 options: emergency bathroom break, dry heaving at the end of the 5K, no water on a 95-degree day, hangover long run.
For me, it's the emergency bathroom break would rule.
What would you put?
It's so hard.
That's why it's a poll.
So Meg,
you're saying the worst thing out of all of those?
Yeah, like what's your worst like nightmare on a run?
Like right now, it feels like running out of water when it's 95. Like
that would be over an emergency bathroom break.
They all suck.
I feel like you can find that. I had an emergency bathroom break on Sunday. I had to go to Safeway, which Safeway is a good call. I think it's
I go to the Four Seasons.
Yeah, but sometimes I've tried to do the Four Seasons before, and they were closed. Like the front entrance was closed. But I think it was early in the morning.
If Four Seasons is closed, then you go to that Marriott.
Okay.
Also has nice facilities.
Do you have to look people in the eye? when you walk past?
As long as you know where you're going.
At the Four Seasons, I'm here.
So I've never been in there, and this is what freaks me out because I don't want to look people in the eye and try to figure out where I'm going to the bathroom. That's like my
you go straight
nightmare.
in and to the left. There's these giant doors. You can't miss
straight
it.
into the left.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you don't have to walk past the front
So
desk?
I have,
nice.
yeah, but there's usually doormen.
Uh-huh.
And for a while, they thought I was staying there, and they would hand me a bottle of water and a towel.
Oh, wow.
So I was like going into the bathroom, getting a bottle of water, a towel, the luxurious floor-to-ceiling door in the in the restroom.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
That's good to know.
And then they see me leave. They're like, mother.
Well, yeah, so if you're...
So what won on the poll?
Oh, emergency bathroom break was 52%, followed by no water, 30%.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Yeah.
Here's the no water problem, though. Like, if you have your phone on you, like, I remember one time Jarrett and I were running, and it was so hot out. We were dying. And so you went through your water real quick. So we were out of water. We stopped at a water fountain, filled up, out of water again. Running back, we ended up hitting a 7-Eleven. And we got ice cold Gatorades. And it saved my life.
It's the best thing ever, for sure. That is one of the top 5 things in life. You got to get to the worst part of your life to get to the best part of your life. Yeah. Feel horrible.
With no ups
get
and
the
downs,
Gatorade.
you know.
And then so the other poll I had was, what was your favorite school supply to smell or eat?
Oh my God.
So we had.
How did paste?
And this had a lot of votes.
Wow.
The run scenario one had 85 votes. This one had 55 votes. So this was, the options I put were glue, paper, markers, scratch and sniff sticker, and erasers.
See, I feel that's there's a flaw with your poll.
What?
It wasn't glue that you ate. It was paste. Paste had the sweetness.
No, there's also a...
Sweet paste.
Yeah, you're right.
So
the paste did
gross.
have the sweetness. But I feel like that's interchangeable. Okay, so what would you put? What was your favorite school supply?
None.
Okay, you're out.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not voting on this.
That
poll.
means you probably ate your hair.
You didn't indulge in any of these supplies.
She chewed her hair.
You were a hair girl.
I was not the hair girl.
Yeah. You were into horses though, so
I was.
I don't know.
I know it's questionable.
There's always a horse girl in class. So what was yours, Thomas? Was it the paste or the glue?
I mean, I could not resist paste. Like I just love that stuff. But I sniffing markers.
I'm gonna bring in some different paste for you to
this just
to try.
explains.
You know what?
Just explains so much.
That would be my you know how they have scratch and sniff and all the smelly markers?
Yeah.
What if I came out with gourmet flavors of paste? Like hazelnut.
I mean, dude, I think you could get it to sell for sure.
Yeah, it sticks and is edible.
I think markers, the ones that had the fruit flavors, I think those are probably my favorite.
But you didn't eat those.
Yeah, so I'd have to put maybe paper second, which I'll have you know, markers was first in the poll and then paper was second. Your favorite thing to eat or smell was paper was second.
People are eating markers and paper.
Think about how many people out there are paper eaters. Everyone has to hide it too, because when you're a kid, you're like, it's cool.
Shame.
It's cool, but then you had to grow out of it.
Wait, how do you mean eating paper?
What do you mean it was cool?
A lot of kids made friends that way.
It was like underground cool.
No. No.
They like hide under the slide on the playground,
Incorrect.
just like trade paper slices. But no, you know, like the edges when you tear the paper out.
Yeah,
and there's like
the curlies.
Yeah, or the
like in a spiral bind.
or the leftover spine or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think people were into that.
I never got into that one.
Yeah, I had a moment, maybe as like first grade, maybe like fall of first grade, but then I kind of grew out of it because you get shamed. But
rightly so. Okay.
But here's what I'm saying.
You know what's weird? I just pictured Robbie in first grade with a mustache.
Wow. I was shocked to see that.
People are responding to this poll.
I never ate my boogers though, which a lot of kids love getting into that stuff, and that's something I never did.
Congratulations on not being a booger.
You might think otherwise, considering the trash, everything.
Look what I found in my nose.
Yeah, but I was surprised though. Paper had a strong showing that, so that does I don't know.
I mean, spit wads were paper based.
Yeah. So basically, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
And that's just a sport that people did.
I think you should do a follow-up. What was your favorite school supply? Like, what got you excited when you went shopping in the fall?
Trapper keepers, hands down.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked the car-shaped erasers. Were pretty cool.
I mean, Trapper Keeper is really hard to...
You can't trump that.
A pencil box or pencil pouch?
Pencil pouch is a good one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, let's save that for another day. Let's talk about this shoe we got here.
All right. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so when we got this shoe, Robbie, Infinity, where does that fall on your excitement?
Say what the brain. That doesn't give anything away.
Okay, so Nike, we're talking about today, the Nike.
Say the full name.
Nike React Infinity Run.
There's no React in it anymore.
Yeah, they threw React in the front.
Where?
On the name here, it says Nike React X Infinity Run 4.
Interesting, because on none of the
Yeah,
promotional materials they do that.
They do
Shoe
that,
companies
though.
love doing that. Like 7 different names.
Okay,
What
that's
you're
actually
hearing-
coming. Oh, you're okay.
When you hear that thump, that is the shoe bouncing on the table.
Yeah, so this is Nike's newest. It's the version 4 of the React Infinity, which is a little bit. The naming's different. And when they sent it over for us, said, "Oh, we have these in." I was like, I thought it was a lifestyle shoe. I'm gonna be real, because it looks kind of lifestyle-y.
But once I tried it on, I was like, this one's in Robbie's wheelhouse. He's going to like this one.
Yeah, so then I was like, "Hey, can you please send another one? Sorry."
And I got to say, without spoiling the punchline, this is my favorite daily trainer from Nike that we've received this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the Vomero. I would say the Turbo was something that I loved a lot. But this one is really interesting.
Yeah, so it's a really stretchy knit upper, which normally I don't love, but I think they did a pretty good job with this one.
Yeah, that's how you do a knit upper.
Yeah.
A little warm, but not
Right.
terrible.
Well, let's back it up. What's the purpose of the Infinity as far as a shoe?
Well, it used to be like a light stability shoe, but they're bringing back the structure, so I think they dialed this one back from the stability angle. So I honestly don't know how it's
supposed to be injury preventing.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that was the whole thing with the first version.
Yeah.
Remember, they're like, you'll never get injured if you run.
Remember,
this shoe.
it was before COVID, and Kimmy was going to go run the LA 13.1 that they were doing to prove the point, like train in it.
I forgot about that. And
but
then
everyone got injured.
Yeah.
When COVID happened.
Yeah. That was
But
funny.
I thought the Infinity was a good shoe. It wasn't. I wouldn't call it a great shoe. It was like right in the middle. Like I liked it probably better than the Pegasus, but not. It wasn't anything that you would get too excited about.
Yeah, it kind of. I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine is a good word.
Yeah.
But this one, I get excited about it.
Yeah, so what the difference with this shoe is that they now have this React X foam, which isn't a different foam. It's still React. It's just the way that it's like
Put into the
formulated is different. So it's injection molded instead of
Compression.
like air compression or whatever. Is that?
I don't know.
CO2 compression.
The way that I think that it happened before, and I'm not a learned doctor, but I think they take a puck and they compress it into the shape, and then that's your midsole, versus this one, which has a mold that they inject the foam into the mold, and that's how you get the shape. But what I like about this is it does still have a stability components, Rob. If you look at the shoe, the geometry and stuff, first off, you sit lower, the sidewalls come up higher. Sit lower, but if you look at like this side, it's built up a little bit more on the medial side, and then you see it has less buildup on the lateral side. But the rocker shape also is supposed to play into it.
It's also like a really wide base.
Yeah,
like,
wide base.
Yeah, I felt like this like collapsed a little bit. Like you could feel it, like kind of. Like this cutout here.
Did you like that or not?
That was more just walking around. I didn't feel like it affected me that much on the run. But I liked it. The shoe I thought was great. I had my first run in it. I loved it. Second run was just like that super hot day, so
Nothing felt good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I was gonna wear. But it might have felt a little bit heavy, but overall, I thought the ride of it was awesome. Like definitely my favorite Nike.
What are some shoes you compare it to ride wise? Like I thought of a couple that I feel like you're a fan of. That's why I was like, you got to get it.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking the Skechers Max Road.
Yeah.
I was thinking in some ways it's not as soft as like a Nimbus or a 1080 or anything like that. It has more of a firm but bouncy ride. Like what I
almost
like about
the
it.
Triumph, I feel like that genre.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. I felt it has like the give and the bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, almost in a way, kind of like the SC Trainer feels. Maybe like not maybe the first version I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the more dense foam from V1.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, but this doesn't have a plate, but not quite the same. It's just a foam feeling, maybe.
Yeah, the density of the foam.
Yeah,
and I loved it. I was coming off kind of like, I still have it a little bit where I've got some soft tissue stuff that when I'm running, it doesn't feel just perfect. Mm-hmm. And the arch support in this, because it does have a higher arch. And I know people in the past didn't like the intrusive arch that was in the first couple. But this one, I feel like you get the arch support, but it feels good.
Yeah, it's not as aggressive, I don't think, as maybe the previous iterations.
So when I started running and putting miles on it, not only it felt good on my feet, but I was surprised because the weight, it's a really heavy shoe, but I didn't realize how heavy it was. And even in my paces, running, like I was just doing easy paces, and I was like running faster in it than my typical easy pace. And Megan, you were dealing with some ankle stuff because you're putting on such high mileage, and you're using this as kind of like the recovery shoe and stuff. And you were telling me what?
No, I think the extra arch support is really good for especially someone that's struggling with some Achilles tightness or any issues like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about that magician dating site for some reason.
Getting his bag of tricks out.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought that it overall just felt really nice, and I don't know. It's one of my favorite Nike shoes in recent memory, definitely.
And we all actually agree on this one, which I feel like is rare.
That is rare.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big the butt is on this thing. Mm-hmm. You notice that?
That's also part of that, I think, stability.
Yeah. The video review of this is up. Probably the written review will be up by the time this podcast is out.
Yep.
So if you are a Nike fan or just want a shoe that has mild support that feels really good underfoot, this one will do it for you. The one drawback is the weight, but with the rocker and the way that the foam bounces, I really didn't notice it. Normally any shoe over like 11.5, I start getting shaky on. This one is a full 12. I think it was like 12.25 for me. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't feel like it, and it feels great under the foot. This is a shoe I would keep reaching for.
Yep, totally. And that's available right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. $160.
Yeah. I was gonna see if there's anything. Is there anything else we need to cover at the moment? Where you're gonna be somewhere?
She'll be already back by the time this comes out.
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna be in Falmouth.
Yeah. We're hosting the last stop of the hydration tour / Falmouth shakeout run on the 19th in Boston. So if you're there, come see us.
Yeah. And if you're running the race, definitely
come drink all the Trulies with us afterwards.
And go swimming in the ocean if it's warm enough. But we should clarify that the shakeout run is going to be in Boston, in the city.
Yeah. At Marathon Sports.
And then, of course, Falmouth is out on the island. We'll be out there for that.
So I was reading some of the reviews that people left, and there was one that said, "I love the drop. I was listening to episode 176 today while on a very hot walk when you started talking about shaved ice. I grabbed my keys as soon as I got home and drove to a local shop to get one. They didn't have scratch, but a scoop of kiwi and pina colada was amazing." That sounds good.
It does sound good.
Thank you. Thanks for your words. Wow, that's nice. I'm glad we inspired someone to get a shaved ice.
Yeah.
Really.
We should get a shaved ice sponsor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot, Megan, I didn't tell you this, but I told Thomas, I was at the Orioles game last week, and we had these really great seats because Kimmy's best friend from work has seats on the dugout, and I was sitting there, and I heard someone say Robbie, call my name a couple times. Uh-huh. So I turned around, and 2 rows behind me was a dude who was like, "Oh, I love your guys' videos." He's like, "I watch them all the time," and he was from Pennsylvania, and his name's Brian. It's Brian, but has the O in it. Yeah. Did you ever hear that sketch by Brian Regan?
No.
Okay, it's pretty funny. But he, I was like, that's cool.
So he's just a fan.
Yeah, and he was like, this is like me seeing a celebrity. I was like, you need more celebrities.
Well, in those seats too, you probably look extra celebrity because
that is true.
Right above,
big deal.
Those are probably the coolest tickets.
Oh yeah, I've seen Bob Costas once sitting there in front of me in those kind of seats.
Yeah. Okay. This morning, when I was running, I was coming back. Sun's coming up in the east there, running towards the house. So I'm running towards the east.
Yeah. Oh, so you can't see anything.
No. I could see poles shading the thing. And I was like, I could shoot a video of me running in the things, but I was like, I can't give Robbie the pleasure. I can't do it.
Shade brigade, baby. Yeah, people are always tagging me when they're running in the shade of light poles.
I can't believe some of the dumb shit you say sticks so much.
I was doing it.
It hurts my soul.
On that run when it was super hot the other day, I was doing that.
Were you wearing your Legionnaire? See, I feel like you've promoted the Legionnaire, but you're not sticking with it.
I wore it. I did wear it last weekend.
What were you doing?
Yeah. That one I didn't even need it because I was trail running in the shade. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did wear it. And then I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I need to wear the Legionnaire more.
You do. Because you're the father of the movement.
Yeah, I should have worn it on Sunday for sure. Because I actually ran along the water for a lot of that run, and it was crazy.
Okay, so far, just to give the audience, you've had a fractal Legionnaire, a soar Legionnaire, a never on Sunday afternoons, Legionnaire, an OR.
Wait, I don't have. Did they get?
No.
Okay.
I just figured you had one.
No, I asked them to send one. Outdoor Research. I asked them to send some.
So you don't have that one?
No, but I think they're sending some to your house.
So who else do you have? And by the way,
you said Soar.
I said Soar, Fractal. Ooh, did you use a CLA?
CLA, but they're so small. By the way, if you're trying to find a Legionnaire for your kids, Sunday afternoons does have a lot of kids hats, but the CLA small is too small for even my head. So it fits my kids perfect.
Okay, so you've tried 4 Legionnaires.
Yeah.
Who's the winner?
I would have to say, so the Soar is really nice, but it's not enough shade on the shoulders.
I feel like it doesn't come around to the front enough.
The Fractal is the best as far as like shade, and I kind of like the look of it the best, but their hats are so big. Like even the small size is like I had to cinch it tight.
The hat fits me fine. The heat.
Oh, it's heavy. Yeah.
Like the material. Like I want that cut with the Soar, like light fabric.
Yeah. So Sunday afternoons theirs are lighter materials, and they really do. They're all about the shade. Mm-hmm. Like that company just does shade all the time. Like some of their hats are crazy looking.
Tell them about the make your own.
Oh yeah, it's Legionnaire. Like a convertible Legionnaire or whatever. It has an elastic band with a cape that you just put on any hat.
What?
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's like a toupee for a hat.
This is outrageous.
And the CLA ones are probably my favorite because they unbutton from the hat, so you can wear it as a hat or a Legionnaire.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's just the size was too small for me to size up in those. But I'm trying to wait for the Outdoor Research ones to come in so I can do like a full roundup.
All right.
Summer will probably be over.
I think you need to get. Yeah, but there's always next year. You need to get like the crew together, like Alex and Kacharsky and everybody, and Adrian, do kind of like a shot with you all wearing the Legionnaire hats.
Yeah.
And going over.
No, people seem to be on board, so that's good. And someone said that the state really saved them this past weekend wearing the Legionnaire.
I think I'm bucket over Legionnaire.
You're a bucket guy?
I don't like the way I look in a bucket hat, but I like the way it feels.
Okay.
Over the way a Legionnaire, because like the Legionnaires hit me on the shoulders and neck.
Yeah.
Where the bucket, you just get the shade.
And Meg, what's your take on either one of those?
Trash.
That's because you have a built-in Legionnaire. You have hair that
but I
goes over.
pull it back, and I don't want I pull it back for a reason. Like Thomas is saying, when that thing's hanging down, I'm like, you don't want that.
So hot.
It's ridiculous.
I feel like you do if you want to look cool or like feel cool.
Okay.
And just kind
coming from the guy who ate paper.
Fair. It was only for a short time.
I'm laughing over here with my paste.
And I'll be the first one to admit I wasn't cool in first grade through 11th grade.
I mean, it's hard not to be cool in first grade. Like everybody was cool in first grade.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it's like you're
That's
oblivious.
That's something the uncool kids would say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just think you're oblivious at that age. But thank you, Megan.
But I do think back, I felt like there was tiers of cool in first grade even when I was a kid. But now my kid, I don't know if it's because like we live in a more accepting society.
Yeah.
That it's not till later you get bullies. But I feel like in first grade I'm like, so who's the bad kid? Like who treats? He's like, no, everyone's fine. Everyone, like, I was like, did anyone say anything bad to you like ever? And he's like, no. I was like, how's that possible?
Because he wasn't in school with my kid.
Yeah probably. Anyways, so
Meg, you wanted to talk before we wrap up. You wanted to give a little viewer like what we're watching kind of thing.
I just wanted to tell everyone to go watch the Mark Cavendish documentary on Netflix.
Oh, what is that?
It's really good.
I don't even know.
So he's a
cyclist.
Okay.
And like was successful his whole life.
Yeah, it's just his story, and it's really good.
But then he hit troubled times, Robbie.
Okay, so it's just a good
And then
documentary.
he comes back.
Oh, I'll watch it.
I just love all sports documentaries, and like the fact that Netflix is putting them everywhere is amazing. So binge watched Quarterback this weekend, which not the best, but it was pretty good.
Do you know why
And
they're
now
probably
we're doing
putting
Tour
all
de
these
France.
out?
What?
Because of the writer's strike.
Probably.
You don't have to write these. It's just.
Well, I'm happy with it. And there's one on track and field coming out soon. So.
But I did enjoy the Cavendish one. What's great about it, Robbie, is it combines both physical trouble that he gets into and mental trouble.
I like it.
And how he digs himself out of it.
And isn't Cavendish a type of tobacco?
Sure. I don't know.
It sounds more like a fish. Cavendish.
Okay. Oh, it is a type of tobacco. I was right.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe his family is wealthy from the Cavendish tobacco farms.
They didn't go into any of that, like the dynasty behind.
No. But he was a kid. They had footage of him like when he was like 12 doing a race.
Oh, I thought you were actually going to say like smoking a pipe or something.
Yeah, actually, I never saw him smoke anything.
So how old is he now?
That was weird because
I guess don't give away.
He's like he's over the hill at
he's
36.
He's 38 right now.
Yeah, so yeah.
They were like his career's over at 35. I'm like I'm 35.
They had Lance Armstrong, and Lance Armstrong. I'm sorry, he's washed up. There's no way he's gonna ever get that record. There's no way he's gonna do that. He's too old. Man. And he's like at 35.
He's too old. It's like Homeward Bound. You just got to put him down. Wait, did they put anyone down? No, not in Homeward Bound. That was
Lassie.
Yeah. No, in Homeward Bound.
Old Yeller.
He didn't think in Homeward Bound. He didn't think he was going to get back because he was too old. Like the Chance was the Shadow.
Shadow. Yeah.
They didn't think he was going to make it back. He's just too old.
But he did.
He did.
Like a champ.
That was a pretty good ending in that movie when you see him come up over the hill.
Classic.
Wait, what movie is this?
Homeward Bound.
I don't think I saw this.
What?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is a good movie.
It's about dogs, right?
Yeah, but and when one cat, Sassy.
Yeah.
Sassy?
Voiced by Sally Field.
Oh, wait. So the animals talk. It's not like
Yeah. Oh,
but they're real animals.
Michael J. Fox is one of them.
Not a cartoon. Yeah.
Was he a fox?
No. He was the kind of wisecracking dog, like was he a boxer or something like that?
I don't know.
Is this an animated film?
No, I just said.
It's a real life film.
With talking dogs.
Yeah, the premise is that they kind of get lost in the wilderness and then have to find their way home. Homeward Bound, the title gives it away.
Yeah.
But it's overall pretty good movie.
Pretty great.
And Robbie, some people were I don't know what music you talked about with Dr. Maffetone, but people want a playlist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like one person wants a playlist?
It was one person.
Okay.
But yeah.
We talked about because he's done a lot of stuff with Rick Rubin and like Red Hot Chili Peppers and bands like that. He's like been their personal, like, so weird.
I mean, Flea did the marathon.
Yeah. And we were talking about Bob Dylan, the Beatles.
I ended up getting the book, the Rick Rubin book.
Oh, okay, nice.
Creative or something.
I haven't started yet because I've just been busy reading other books, but
I haven't started yet because it's audio.
Oh. I think I'm going to take it with me on this trip. Creative Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's probably good, right?
Yeah.
Good enough.
We went pretty hard on this one.
Yeah.
This one slaps. Is that what the kids say, Meg?
Something like that.
Yeah. Meg's giving me all these new.
Yeah, no cap.
New things. She's like, she just writes V for very.
Like that's like a common, people know that.
Yeah. What's the, we ate. That's a good one.
We ate?
Yeah. We ate this podcast.
All right.
If someone does something awesome, like, yeah, she ate.
I don't think I like that.
It's weird. It's like, it feels like a forced one.
Yeah, that does.
What was the other one that you were using that I liked?
I don't know. Pretty down with the lingo.
Yeah, there's another one that was pretty rad.
The fact that we just said that makes all of that incorrect.
Pretty radical.
Yeah, it was radical.
All right.
By the way,
we're ending this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So thanks to everybody. Hey, thanks to Brandon for editing up this podcast and getting it out for you guys. Good luck to Megan, who will already be back from her hydration tour in Atlanta by the time you hear this. Robbie, I'm excited for your BOA trip. Anybody you want to say thanks to this week?
No, thanks to the Baltimore Orioles for still winning, just making Baltimore awesome.
Killing the Mets.
Went to a great game on Friday night. Just want to thank the whole team. And Turnstiles singing the national anthem. Or no, throwing out the first pitch, sorry.
Oh, I like though that you put it out in the universe to sing the national anthem.
I mean, that would be cool. Right?
Would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be like if they started off real slow and then it gets into thrash metal at the...
I mean, you could do like holiday. It was a holiday in a way, July 4th. But, all right.
All right, Underwater
Hi,
Boy.
Mom.
All right, you're done?
Yep.
All right. That's it. That's a wrap.